Year 1893. A middle schooler who was 12 years old lost his parents. He was hopeless and underconfident. His kin also left him at a boarding school where he met a friend who introduced him to the world of Swiss watches. And today he is known as the king of watch industry. Imagine paying over $17 million for a single watch. That's exactly what happened in 2017 when Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona shattered records. Rolex isn't just a watch, it's a legacy. But have you ever wondered who started it all? Who had the vision to create a timepiece so precise and durable that it would dominate the world of horology for over a century? Meet Hans Wilsdorf, the man who turned a simple wristwatch into a symbol of status, precision, and timeless elegance. Hans Wilsdorf was born in 1881 in Kulmbach, Germany. He studied at a prestigious boarding school in Germany, where he developed a strong interest in precision and mechanics. Later, he worked for a Swiss watchmaking company in La Chaux-de-Fonds, which introduced him to the world of timepieces. His life wasn't easy, losing both parents at a young age. But maybe that's what gave him the drive to build something everlasting. As a young man, he entered the watch industry, working for a Swiss watch exporting firm. There, he saw something others didn't. Pocket watches were bulky, inconvenient, and outdated. He believed the future belonged to wristwatches, a radical idea in the early 1900s when people considered them fragile and inaccurate. In 1905, at just 24 years old, Wilsdorf moved to London and founded Wilsdorf and Davis with his brother-in-law. The company initially imported Swiss watch movements and placed them in high-quality cases for resale. He had one goal: to revolutionize timekeeping. He wanted to make wristwatches not only stylish but also the most precise in the world. But first, he needed a name, a short, catchy, and easy-to-pronounce word in any language. After much thought, he came up with Rolex. Rolex wasn't just about good branding, it was about performance. Wilsdorf knew that to change public perception, he had to prove that wristwatches could be as accurate as traditional pocket watches. In 1910, Rolex became the first wristwatch to receive the Swiss Certificate of Chronometric Precision. 4 years later, the Kew Observatory in England certified Rolex watches, something previously reserved for marine chronometers. This was a game changer. Now, Rolex wasn't just stylish, it was scientifically proven to be precise. Wilsdorf wasn't done. He wanted a watch that could withstand the elements: dust, water, anything life threw at it. In 1926, he introduced the Rolex Oyster, the world's first waterproof wristwatch. But a great invention needs great marketing. Enter Mercedes Gleitze, a British swimmer attempting to cross the English Channel. Wilsdorf saw an opportunity. He equipped her with a Rolex Oyster, and after 10 hours in freezing water, the watch remained in perfect working condition. Rolex took out a full-page ad in the Daily Mail, showcasing this achievement. And just like that, Rolex became the go-to watch for adventurers and professionals worldwide. Hans Wilsdorf believed Rolex should not only tell time but also tell stories. He made sure Rolex was on the wrists of those pushing human limits. When Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay conquered Mount Everest in 1953, they did so with a Rolex. When Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh descended to the deepest point of the ocean in 1960, a specially designed Rolex Deep Sea Special was attached to their submersible, surviving unimaginable pressure. From the racetrack to the moon, Rolex became a watch synonymous with achievement. Wilsdorf's success wasn't just about making watches, it was about vision and reinvention. He ensured Rolex never stood still. In 1931, he introduced the first self-winding movement with a perpetual rotor, eliminating the need to wind the watch manually. The Submariner, Daytona, GMT Master, each became legendary in its own right. But perhaps his greatest move? In 1944, after losing his wife, Wilsdorf made a monumental decision. He transferred all his shares in Rolex to a charitable foundation. Today, Rolex isn't just a company, It's an independent entity reinvesting profits into innovation, the arts, and humanitarian efforts. So why does Rolex continue to dominate the luxury watch market? It's not just about mechanics, it's about philosophy. A Rolex isn't a trend, it's a legacy. From presidents to athletes to everyday collectors, owning a Rolex isn't just about telling time, it's about owning a piece of history. Hans Wilsdorf wasn't just a watchmaker. He was a storyteller, an innovator, a visionary. And today, every time someone straps on a Rolex, they're wearing more than a watch. They're wearing a revolution.